Alafia, aho, ase, namaste, and thank you so much for watching Shadow of Wolves. This video naturally done from my heart to you. Those of you who have asked me, please help me. How do I build a spiritual table? How do I build what they call bóveda espiritual? That's the pronunciation. But for those of us that speak English, that come from different nations, spiritual altar. There are many spiritual altars. Let's talk today, before we go into that, about Mesa Blanca and Misas. Well, for example, many of you have requested, finally, and here's the video for you, okay? Now, today I'm uploading this. There are different types of videos that I will be making in terms of what you're supposed to do at a prayer mass. How do you put together your bóveda? Your spiritual table should go with your ancestral court. So for example, I have an amazing godson who's overseas, who believes in everything natural and raw. So he is not going to put glasses, the 2 white candles that are customary for us who are part of Lukumi and Santeria division. He is going to work with his ancestors. For example, if they are from India or from any other part, even from Africa, around the world, they're going to be really, really raw. So for example, raw meaning natural materials from God that was made through earth. So what does that mean? It could be something as a coconut shell and a calabash shell. So for example, we say jicara, okay? It's really a calabash for us that are from the Caribbean. And blessings and shout out to my Guyanese, Trinidadian, Barbados, that's my lineage. And in blessings to all around the world. Shout out to those on the European side, from Poland, everything. So we call it, and I'm going to walk around to give you an example. We call it something as small as this. This is called a calabash for us. In Cuba, they will say jicara. So when we're going over that, now do know your spiritual table, when you're creating what we call a bóveda or a table, it shouldn't have a bunch of things on it like mess, like all kinds of perfumes and statues and this and that. If you have statues on your spiritual table, it should be what was told to you in a very, very good spiritual reading, or many prayer masses, which we call Mesa Blanca or Misas. For example, we're doing a Misa based on the Misericordia, right? So we have some representation of the court within the Misericordia. Now, when you're doing your spiritual table, before we go into spiritual masses, you need to have the following. When you're doing your spiritual table, you need to have the following. You're going to have, for example, your glasses, okay? Clear glasses with no decoration, no design. They don't have to look exactly like this, okay? But they should have everything clear, and your water should be changed every 7 days. Now, some people are really strict. Oh, you're only supposed to have white flowers. When you're opening your table, for example, and you're new to this, you can put white flowers. But let's ask a question, okay? Because this video is done very naturally. The world is filled with color, is it not? The world is filled with blue, red, green, burgundy, orange, pink, yellow, black, burgundy again. So you can have flowers of different colors to represent your spiritual court. Now it's different, and stay tuned and listening to this video. It's different if the person is going to what we call yaboraje, becoming a yabo, meaning that they're going into being crowned orisha. Then we normally use all white flowers, okay, because the person is considered a baby. Now let's continue. When we're preparing our bóveda, our table, finally this video, as per your request, you will have a white cloth. They're not asking you for anything fancy. You must go according to your spiritual vessel. So once again, My godson, and blessing to him, and there's many others that don't believe in having a lot of the 7 or 9 glasses. They believe in everything being raw and natural. So what does that say? They will have, for example, wooden vessels to their spiritual table. Okay, not everybody will have, which I have to add here, a cross for the Santissimo. We believe in the cross for the Misericordia as north, south, east, and west. Not only does this represent in the blessings of Jesus, Yeshua, but it represents for us, bonsoir, baron cimetière, bonsoir, okay? So the cross is very, very sacred to us. It doesn't always have to do with the energies of Christianity. In this case, those of you who are building a table and you want a boveda, then it's important for you to recognize that a lot of your ancestors who traveled from Africa, from Cuba, from Brazil, from Puerto Rico, from all over the world, from Guyana and so forth, Panama, so forth, they had Christians, slaves who transported here to the United States, to the Caribbean, who were Christians or indoctrinated into Islam and so forth. And even if you don't follow it, it's important that you respect it and you respect your spiritual court. So for example, if you're completely into indigenous and Native American tradition, well, your table is not going to have a cross, right? You're going to go with that energy. If your ancestors believed in spiritual vessels being, for example, wood, and your prayer table being flowers and plants, that's just fine. So for example, my godson doesn't believe in a lot of glasses and following suit. Everything for him is very old and ancient and raw, and that is respected too. What is important about this? What's most important is you must believe in what you were brought up to believe in. So if your spirits, you had some family members that were Muslim, for example, then that is within your spiritual court. You had some that were Christian, that was in your spiritual court, and so forth. If you had some like myself who are santeros, who are spiritualists and divine readers, with all respect and being humble, then that is in your spiritual court. So how do those of you who have asked to set up a boveda, before we go into La Mesa, you're going to pray and you're going to put your energies on your table. You're going to make sure that you can start, if it's your first table, with white flowers for start. Most prayer books that are here are the prayer books that I recommend. Now, if you have 21 Division, Misericordia, and in respect to our initiations, please, just like we would respect Orisha, I have Orisha crown, respect the Luo, please. If it's in your initiation and you know that you've done ceremony, then here's the book of 21 Divisions for those who are devoted, an actual beautiful book. So with the blessings of that, that's the books that are on the table for La Mesa Blanca. Now, let's talk about when people are coming to your house and you're having a Misa. This Misa, first of all, you need to make sure that everyone's energy that you invite to your Misa, they go with the path of your spirits. Everybody gets along. The people that sit at the table of the Misa, a Mesa Blanca, the prayer mass, they should have a lot of spiritual knowledge. They should know how to open the prayers for a spiritual mass. They should not have any feelings of anything weird. They should be very pure before starting the Mass. They are going in with the light of God, with prayers and blessings. They are not going in with any ill feelings, any misperceptions. They're going in clear. So those who are in a prayer Mass, number one, should honestly, when they're sitting at the table of a prayer mass, they should be wearing white. Many people say, oh no, it's according. No, why do we wear white in prayer mass? So everything is clear. Everything is open. When we wear black or different colors, and blessing to the misericordia, okay, and blessing that collects negative energy, because when you go outside, if you're in the desert and you wear black, you're going to absorb the sun. The color black, the color dark blue, these different colors, or even burgundy, they have their place and their time, okay? So if there's another event that's different. So we go in, when we sit at the table of a prayer mass, we clean ourselves. We even go in. Thank you for taking time to watch this whole video so that you learn, those of you who need to. Basil, fresh basil, gives the blessing of holy water, and it is so fresh and so pure that it can cleanse your area. So take a spiritual bath with basil. You can take it with white flowers, honey, cascarilla, Florida water. So a table like this should also consist not only of Florida water, which is the all-time blessing, it should also have holy water, okay? Holy water you can get at the Catholic Church, and some tatas and yayis, as I'm a yayi, we believe holy water is in a clear river that is running. Continuing on, you should have also different perfumes, because people that come to your mass, not everyone loves Florida water. So you should have tobacco water, which you can make yourself, or buy, which I agree you should make it yourself, rose water, lavender, and if a yabo, someone who is crowned in Orisha faith, they haven't finished their year, they should have only holy water for your prayer mass. Holy water and cascarilla. That's it for yabo. Why? Because they're pure. A yabo is not supposed to be using what we have here as this beautiful mixture where everybody cleans himself, has flowers and special plants and different fragrances. A yabo, someone who is a new initiate, a baby in Orisha faith that is crowned wearing white, and they come in with their godparents who's crowned them, or their yubona, they come in with only holy water, okay? And we give that to them. They don't go to the table. So if you're yabo and you don't have guidance, please know that when you're invited, whoever invites you, upon your elders' permission, because you're yabo, a baby, should have holy water, should have cascarilla that they should give you, okay? A yabo should not be going to a prayer mass unless, because why? Their energy is, they're a baby. It's like sending your newborn to a prayer mass, okay? In continuing this, we have opening prayers. We make sure that everything is cleansed. And not everyone you know needs to come to your Misa. It could be those who you know that you feel very good about. A lot of times in a lot of sectors of faith, people become, how do I say, they don't end up getting along. It could be paranoid or whatever, which is very sad, and a separation. It shouldn't be like that. You invite to your prayer mass who you want. And if it's just you and your family, I am asking you to make sure that you have the circle. So I didn't put everything all together. This was done on the whim. The heads of the house, okay, conducting the prayer mass with faith. Then you'll have it in a circle with everyone around, okay, in their chairs respectfully. Now, if this prayer mass is for one person, you need to have that person in the middle, and they need to have a glass of water, and they need to be protected. And it should not focus on everyone all the time in the whole mass. It's for the person, the individual, your godchild. If they're a godchild of the Misericordia of the 21 divisions, or Sanse, if they're a new Yavo, or they're asking for a mass, or they need it, then the focus should really be only on that initiate or your godchild who has sacrificed to have the mass done. Now, Spirit does speak to everyone, but it shouldn't lag on to the whole everyone in the mass. It should focus on that one individual if that's what they sat there for their sacrifice to do. Now, if there's anything that I forgot, you can ask, you can leave a comment, but really, it should be, a mass should go very smooth. Let me give another example. Women should really, okay, I'm going to take these shoes over and work. Well, women should have a long skirt. They should have their chest covered. They should not come to a mass with pants on. I'm going to old school. They shouldn't come to a mass with heels. They shouldn't come to a mass with tons of jewelry and talking. And the women should come with their body covered, okay? And be respectful to the table, okay? Just like the old time churches. It is true. Men should come to the mass respectful as well. They need to come with their pants or whatever, it doesn't matter who or what you believe in. Come fully clothed, okay? Whether you're transgender with blessing, whether you're a man or woman, come fully clothed. You know that your clothes should be loose and they should have respect and space. Some of us even have pants underneath our even if it's boom botches underneath our skirts. Those of you who are caballos and know that you're going to where you trust. Caballo means in 21 division in our religion, it means a mount or a horse of the 21 division of Misericordia and or Sanse. Or if you know what we call a montero and you mount and you possess spirit, you should know, for example, if you have a spirit that's going to come down, that spirit is prepared to dress properly. There should be no distractions or sexualization of anything showing, because you're there to respect God and you're there to respect your spirits. Now, also, too, when we're having a mass, it's important for everyone. We say compromiso, like they say, pardon with the spirits. They say compromiso de la mesa. We say, excuse me, and blessing of the white table. We just don't start talking. When someone's talking in your mass and they're just going on, that is a spirit that's trying to cause distraction in your mass. So what do? You have to ring the bell, because it should be quiet and everyone should be listening and following the advice. Now, those who don't mount spirit, which is fine, who know how to control their spirit because they don't want their spirit always coming down, it doesn't mean that you're any less than anyone. People who have indigenous spirits, who are also of Native American, we say indigenous now, they journey. So if they give you advice, that advice is, is a blessing from their spirit. Not everybody has to mount, or, spirit comes down in a Misa. No. A Mesa Blanca. No. Everyone can go by what they see. If you don't say what you see, you're holding your spiritual court down. Okay? You wait your turn. Compromiso de la mesa, or excuse me, with permission to speak of the white table. And when a spirit is down, we also don't start talking and, moving around. It's a lot of respect and it's a lot of self-control. If there is any distractions, it is a distraction from a very bad spirit. And this is why those who sit at the white table need to, they should know how to run the white table. They should know how to run the prayer mass. So I really hope that this was helpful for those who waited for this long video, and blessings to all of you. And thank you for watching Shadow of Wolves. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing and commenting. And I thank those with a pure heart who have also give love and blessing. You gave love and blessing in your support to this Ile, to this house, in this case of the 21 division, La Societe, and blessings to you. And I all wish you a happy and a safe November. Bonsoir, La Societe, and blessing to the Gede, as this is their month. Bonsoir, La Societe. Bonsoir, Papa Legba. Bonsoir, Baron Cimetière, and to all the Baron. Bonsoir, Mama Brigitte. Bonsoir, Santa Marta. Bonsoir, good day, and blessings. So we're going to have a lot of respect this month. Enjoy your month, and don't let it be a focus on just yourself. Allow yourself to be free and to be pardoned from feelings that are burden of earthly societies. Okay, with blessing and love and ire. Like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share. And thank you for watching Shadow of Wolves. With all blessings. Bonsoir.